soul food when I'm hot. You ain't big dog, stop. 28s and they sitting in a shop. Got the designation, but we in a lot. It's a situation, hit on with the chop. Yeah, bought a bus down, now I'm finna bust her up. Bought a bus down, now I'm finna bust her up. Bought a bus down, now I'm finna bust her up. Bought a bus down, now I'm finna bust her up. She needs some formula for her little baby. Damn, is this a trap? Fuck, I put her back to the laps. I'm sick of cap. Fuck, big Richard Mill playing in my food. I was 14 playing with the hoops. I've been fucking with your bitch since a jit. I like her.
Alright, folks, we are live with Coin Nicarus and D. I am Tim B. This is the Bitcoin Dive Bar. This is episode 18. We are coming to you live with a new overlay. Seems fitting, as we have Coin Nicarus, one of the most professional Bitcoin podcasters himself, live with us in the Dive Bar. Cheers.
Cheers, man. I appreciate it.
Cheers.
I appreciate it. And it is a very nice overlay. DJ, it's nice to meet you again. We were talking about this a little bit before the show. I feel as though we've met before, or we've definitely spoken a few times before, but you know, in Bitcoin time, everything just kind of gets blurred together and years pass, and you know how it goes. So
Yeah, it's just like cycle to cycle. No, it's from like OG. It feels like OG now. I mean, probably wasn't that long ago. Bitcoin Kindergarten. I was a lurker there. Yeah, and my handle then was Diddy, but because of like obvious reasons, dude, I can't use that name. Yeah, he totally butchered, and like I kind of liked it because it's kind of a good nim on my real name. I mean, it's not like it's hard to find out, and so like I don't know how to pivot, man. Like Diddy totally like ruined the name. So, but Phil, that's where we cross paths. Yeah, on Bitcoin Kindergarten, RIP. I don't know if it's still going. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, good times.
I do see some tweets coming out of there sometimes, but yeah, man, that was actually amazing times, right? There was a lot of us. It's actually very interesting, right? Guys like Dylan LeClaire used to hang out there all the time, right? Metaplanet,
Well, that's like,
Dylan, right? You remember that? That was when he was he was somebody else. He wasn't Dylan. He wasn't Dylan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was always
He was Anon back then?
Yeah, he had like a mask on and stuff like that. And you couldn't see his face. Yeah.
No,
So this was before he started
look who joined. Mars spits bars.
There you go.
In the building.
Hello.
Yo.
What's
Dude,
up?
you know what?
See you guys.
Red emoji icon thing.
Yeah, you got it.
How
Well, you'll get it figured out.
Yeah, give me 2 minutes.
I love that the lore of Dylan LeClaire started at Bitcoin Kindergarten, right? You got to start somewhere and talk about, a base foundation to like where he's at now. But like that was cool because I was like, I don't know if it's fitting to say this, but it's kind of like OG Bitcoin Twitter. It's like it's gone through so many like weird and I'm like such a long time lurker. I don't jump on a lot because most of the time I'm just kind of like eavesdropping. For better or worse, there's a lot of times I'll listen for an hour and I'll catch myself like, what the fuck? Why am I listening to this? I feel like I've ended so many spaces with me lurking with like an hour in and just like why am I listening to this? But yeah, that was one of the OG spaces.
Where
why
are you even hosting?
I don't mean in a dismissive way. It's always there's a reason I listen for an hour, but then it just kind of always devolves to a point of like I need to go to bed or I need to figure out something else to do. But yeah, dude, those were the I don't want to say the good old days, but yeah, it was just like any new technology. Space was such a weird thing to be able to just like talk to anybody after going from tweeting to talking.
It was the good old days. I consider it the good old days. Like that was fantastic.
That was when people talked Bitcoin in spaces.
Yep. That's right, and that's what was actually happening even in Bitcoin Kindergarten, right? Like there was actual like frameworks and like every week we'd go there and there was like a whole like thing, or like to teach something and then we'd have like open chat, and that's where it would just go into complete degen spiral. But it was but back then, I don't know. I guess it seemed a little.
Well,
bit
you
different.
got to think about it like a high school, right? I mean, you can only teach the same lesson so many times to the same people, and then, it becomes a lunch table of middle-aged people, and that's what a lot of spaces are these days. Is just the multiple years of people talking about the same thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's so funny. It's like some people. What I find actually really entertaining is when you have people that come into the spaces, and obviously they have no idea that there's a whole bunch of people in there that have been there for years, right? And have been talking about Bitcoin for years, and they're like all excited, and they're talking about all this stuff about the immutability, and they're telling you about like the impenetrable fortress of validation. You're like, yeah, bro, we heard about this, we know, and they're like, do you know that they're printing the money? It's like, yeah, no, we got it, we know. So
we've gone through Bitcoin. We've gone through all the grades.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to teach you, and they're all hyped up, and you don't want to put them down because, like, let's face it, right? They're excited. You know why they're excited. You were excited, right? So you don't. It's kind of a slippery slope. You're like, all right, we've heard it before, but at the same time, you can stop. But don't not be excited. Don't not be excited.
So what's up, Mars?
Not much.
What's happening? Is it all working?
What's up, guys? Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah. D, what's up, dude? I haven't talked to you in a minute.
I know. What's up, buddy? I feel like the last time I saw you, I told Tim this, I was checking your wristband to go in the conference.
Yeah.
Is,
yeah, you got longer hair now, dude. You got some
dude, I know, man. Bull market.
There. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, letting it flow. It's been a hot minute, but
Nice.
glad to hop on here and chat with you.
Nice, dude. Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
You got
Although I
something
feel like
cooking too, right? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, that's how me and Tim bumped into each other because like I've been like always trying to build this like Bitcoin betting type, and I've told this story a million times, so I'm not going to bore people with it again.
Yeah,
But like that was my origin of like how I got into Bitcoin was through sports betting, and
You
so
can
like
say
in
it
this
again,
roundabout,
man. I mean,
yeah,
we're one.
right.
You only had one spot at the end of the show. Most people probably weren't even watching.
The last time I heard that origin story was in Bitcoin kindergarten. Just so you're aware.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
Sports
dude.
betting.
So now exactly, yeah.
TLDR.
So poor Phil's gonna.
And hey, Coinickers too. Sorry, I didn't mean to not say
Yeah.
hi to you, but yeah, let's hear it, D.
Okay, cool. So I'll try to do the abbreviated version because Phil has definitely heard it, and I don't want to bore him. And it's not that good of a story, but like I got into a Bitcoin early 2017, and it was during football season. I was about to cash out. It was February 2017, and I needed to cash out, and I was only using offshore sports books because this was the time like there was no FanDuel, there was no DraftKings, like it was still kind of like
betting.
no in the U.S. Yeah. So you either knew a bookie or you went offshore, and or you flew to Vegas. But like they used to mail you checks, and that was always really wonky because my bank would be like, "What is this?" It would be like never like the right dimension square. They'd be like, "What the hell? What country is this check from?" And I could get through with that, but then they shut that down, and then you can do credit. Like you had nothing. And I was talking to the chat people, and they're like, "Hey, do you want Bitcoin?" And I was like, "Not really." I mean, which is so weird because then not to go too down the rabbit hole, but like I'm like recession millennial. I was so like Ron Paul libertarian. I was like so primed to be a Bitcoiner. I always look back. I was like, how did this like take me, over a decade to figure out? And it was because I was cashing out in sports bets. Right? It was my only option of like last resort. There's no other option to get paid. And the funny thing is, I got that in February 2017. I mean, I wasn't making a lot of money betting, but so it was a nominal amount. But dude, I didn't sell it. I was just like, well, you know what? This is like my gambling money, so I'm gonna need it in September next football season. So I'll just leave it in the account. And for those who remember what happened in February 2017 all the way to like September, like I made the most more money than I. Yeah, well, sorry, this is September. I mean, I ended up holding it, but like it went on a run. I think it went from like maybe 1,000 to 8 or 9 in that 9 months. I can't remember. I'm so gonna have to backdate the chart. But the point is, like there's two light bulb moments that happened. The first was that like obviously this thing going up is pretty insane. I made more money just like doing nothing with it than trying to gamble it. And the second was really like this was the only money I could possibly like that was like the ultimate like last resort where nobody could, there was no rules. It was like, hey, if all else fails, it's kind of like in case of emergency and you need some money, this is what you got. And that was this sort of like tipping point, and that's when, blah blah blah. Fast forward now to me talking to you guys here today. That was the inception. So I'm trying to kind of get back to those roots and do something with Bitcoin and betting, and even working with the media company. I've always been trying to get them to like do some intersection with sports. I just feel like there's a natural overlay. I'm not trying to lean too much to the degenerate thing, but the number go up thing is such a magnet for people to get in. And so I've always been surprised that there hasn't been much crossover with, just kind of like mainstream sports a little bit. There's a little bit with like Portnoy and Barstool, but that's a hot mess.
Yeah.
So anyways, I have any illusions of grandeur. Most of this is going to be for fun. But it's one of those things, if you do really well, people will notice, but if you also do terrible, as I told Tim, so I'm happy to see how it goes. And it's kind of a little bit mimetic around this whole Bitcoin treasury thing, like trying to come up with these just like faux metrics and just about, Bitcoin per bet. I mean, who cares? You just make up metrics. You just divide shit by other shit. And now
you can start having Bitcoin per unit instead of Bitcoin per share, bro.
Yeah, dude. So I'll give it a whirl. Tim was gracious enough to accommodate me because I didn't have enough gas in the tank to just do something of my own. So I was like, hey, dive bar. That sounds like the perfect backdrop for just talk about sports. But I mean, of course, I'm happy to talk about other things as well. But that's kind of my that's my.
You're a fucking
switch.
Irish, bro. Come on.
True. Tim did not know that.
I didn't even know that. But hey, that's huge.
I flipped the camera on. It was like, whoa. I guess I don't know. Very, very rarely welcomed for being Irish, so I feel very at home now.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I got a coat of arms, bro. Come on.
Right, exactly. In a bar of all places.
Oh, that's good shit, man. That's fun. That's gonna be exciting. I'm excited for you. But there's not a lot of talk about sports and Bitcoin. Bitcoiners don't like sports,
No, I know. Oh yeah, that's right? I think you just hit it.
Yeah, sports ball.
Yeah, so it's true. Like, I mean, I personally, like I'm not a sports fan. Like you'd think, being from Montreal, I'd love hockey, but I don't give a shit.
So, Coin Nicholas, though, does Pleb Underground want to have a collective team in the Bitcoin Dive Bar Fantasy Football League? It's a $100 buy-in. You could have a Pleb Underground spot.
You're talking about actually playing sports?
No, the Fantasy Football League for the NFL.
So it's like Dungeons and Dragons.
I've never done that either. I'm a degen dude.
Isn't one of your co-hosts, is he not American or something? Yeah. He likes sports.
Oh.
He can run the team.
Ask him. Yeah, okay.
No, you could have a Pleb Underground team and he can run the team. But
okay, cool.
And then whoever wants to come on and represent the team, because we're gonna do the draft live on stream.
All right, I'll speak to Ulrich. I really don't do much with sports.
Ask if he wants to pony up $100, get a Pleb Underground spot.
This is more like one of my in real life best friends type of things. He's more of like the fantasy sports and like the betting and shit like that. So,
I did a fantasy league 3 seasons ago, and then they kicked me out of the league because I didn't pay enough attention week to week, right? So I was letting people win. So like because I wasn't managing my team effectively, and I had people in that were on their bye week or whatever, I was playing people who were on their bye week. I got yelled at by a third party in the league saying I let the other guy win.
You can't be the guy playing people on the bye week though, dude. Like
that was me.
Yeah,
they kicked me out of the league.
You deserve to be kicked out of the league.
I guess
that's haram, bro. You can't be.
Well, I didn't know there were rules like
that's
that.
like the dudes in my
blackjack.
I've got friends of mine in a baseball fantasy league right now, and this guy is because the last place has to go do the 9, 9, and 9 challenge.
That's too much work. Baseball?
You have to drink 9 beers, eat 9 hot dogs in 9 innings, and because I'm in second to last place right now. These fuckers are colluding to make me in last. Like the guy who's in last, they've been benching their whole team to try to force me to fucking do this. And I said, well, if you're gonna do that, it's void. Fuck you.
What do you think is worse, the nine beers or the 9 hot dogs?
The
9
hot dogs for sure. I mean, if I actually am forced to do this,
better, but
if I'm forced to do this, I'll drink before, and then the hot dogs would be the problem. The real issue is that you're supposed to do 1 hot dog and beer per inning. That's how you get fucked. If you could just slam like 7 hot dogs instantly, then drink, like it'd be easy. But the fact
You got to
that
do like
the fact that
Yeah.
it's 1 per inning, by 6th inning you're full of bread and you're done. That's the problem.
that's what I say. You got to do the Kobayashi thing. You got to dip it in the beer, and I don't. It's disgusting.
And the
but,
guy who's
yeah.
in last place is saying he's gonna do seltzers and hot dogs no bun.
Was that in the rules?
Well, that's just
Seltzers
like,
is
I mean, hot dogs no bun. I mean, seltzers is fine, but hot dogs no bun, like that's true.
9 seltzers is, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old. I'm an old man these days. I don't know. 9 seltzers sounds like too many seltzers.
Well, yeah, it's the same as 9 beers.
It's like
right?
high noon. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I mean, just like I don't know. This is just maybe a knock on seltzers. I feel like they just have like such a bad aftertaste and carbonated.
Well,
just,
they're
yeah.
literally malt liquor, dude. That's what makes them bad.
Yeah,
Like, they're no
Yeah.
better than what the homeless guy is drinking in his 40. It's literally straight malt liquor.
it's just got a prettier wrapper and picture of like a fruit in a sun or something versus the malt liquor homeless guy.
Exactly. There's pretty
Yeah.
white ladies drinking High Noon. Well, High Noon actually is vodka and seltzer. That's a little different.
Right.
The Trulies, the White Claws, that's the malt liquor shit.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm actually,
sorry,
dude.
Phil, to get on a
Yeah, right.
liquor talk.
that's
You
okay.
have 2 Irish guys. You're gonna start talking about liquor. This is the worst. This is the bad thing about having 2 Irish guys. They're just start talking about food.
Gambling and drinking.
Seltzers.
I don't know
Yeah,
too much.
we won't shut up.
I don't know about liquors,
Gambling and drinking. Welcome to the Bitcoin dive bar. Let's go.
except for whiskey. Single malts.
Yo, and if
know
you
my-
guys want, you can, if you haven't, go to the post on the BTC dive bar and retweet it. Sorry, not to do that to you, but
But to do it.
I think I did already.
No big deal.
Okay, unless you sure I retweeted it for both.
I got you.
Oh, okay. I see what you.
yeah, because we get like that official post bullshit. Yeah, this is a shame. It looks like we are competing with that said other space. We won't say what it is though.
Yeah,
We're not really competing.
that's all right.
Bitcoin today.
No, the Bitcoin Pod by B Scarce.
Just do your thing, you know?
No, yeah, I mean, he doesn't have
do your
any
thing,
guests. There's 40 views.
Tim?
Like, I'm surprised he even went live. I said this will be the last. Yesterday would be the last show,
Tim.
but
I talked to Tim. I was like, Tim, did I sign up for a lovers quarrel here?
no, you
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah,
I'm just-
you're a
No,
rebound.
what really
No.
happened?
You're definitely
was
a rebound, my guy.
I made a guy
messing
that
with you,
should have
man.
just been a guest a co.
No.
You never make those kind of mistakes.
I don't know. I bet Coin Icarus can give you some sage back channel.
He has,
You
he
know, about how to
has.
run a podcast.
He has.
Just saying.
Even
Yeah.
yesterday,
You
he
gotta
was telling me.
reach out to your elders, you know.
He knows. Mars has been
Yeah.
around for a long time, so he's definitely aware of what stuff that's happened.
Media is
yeah.
a tough business, man.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is, and you know, it's you gotta be true to yourself, and you gotta decide what it is exactly that you want to do, and you have to have goals, and you just have to follow through with them. And if it's not like, look, you know, if it's just not working, then unfortunately, you know, you have to have the tough conversations, and they suck, man. Like, people mistake things, and like, you know, sometimes you say something, it doesn't come across right, and it's like, look, man, you know, feelings are gonna get hurt, right? You know, like, I've had multiple situations specifically in this space where that has happened, and you know, once obviously with, well, several times with Simply Bitcoin, but You know, most recently with Pleb Underground when stopped doing the weekly show with Walton, and I'm glad. Like he and I are talking. You know, it's like he and I are talking. We're gonna see each other at the Tab Conf, and it's like I'm thrilled. You know, like because really it really had nothing to do with him. It had to do with me and the way that I felt doing that. You know, that weekly show, and it sucked because like I think he's freaking super entertaining. I think he's funny as hell. I think he's witty. He's definitely much quicker than I am, you know. And like now he's doing what is it? He's on Roxham TV, right? He has like his own spot on Roxham TV. Like it's fantastic, you know. So it's interesting. It's an interesting space, man. You know. And then not only that, but once you start to get the numbers involved, right? You get numbers. Numbers is one thing, but then money comes along, and money changes things totally. Right? Like people will be saying one thing the whole entire time, and then money shows up, and all of a sudden the tune changes. And now
It's the ultimate influencer.
Right? Like now all of a sudden, like it's not about the middle of the road. It's not about just, you know, making sure to stay true to yourself. Now all of a sudden it's about the bigger, better deal, and it's about making sure that, you know, I'm on top. So
yeah.
Anyways,
Well,
look, teach
just so
I
you
teach
know,
them.
Phil, the dive bar will be selling out. Sports books, hit us up.
Everything.
Gambling websites, whatever you want. If you pay us, we will shill it. And that is sorry, but yeah.
I'm debating
At least for
sponsoring
now.
you.
At least for now. That's where we're at.
You have better numbers than I do. Debating sponsoring you.
Hey, you see that empty spot in the top left? That's ad
I did.
space right there. That's
Like
ad
that.
space.
You're already thinking right.
I
every product-
actually should put up a text that says "Put your ad here" in the top left.
Tim, like every product you shill, you should be like, I don't know shit about this. I don't use it.
But I love
buy
it. But I love it.
But
I fucking love it.
you might get rugged.
Me and D,
That's not on me. But I'm getting paid to say
Plus
this right
EV
now.
product, we believe in it. And
So,
Oh,
just-
dude.
but hold on.
Yeah.
If
I
you were
can't
on-
sell picks. That's one thing I can't do. Sorry, go ahead, Phil.
no, we'll
No,
never sell picks.
But if you're honest about it, right? Like if you're honest, I don't see the problem.
Well,
right?
yeah,
Like if you sit,
it'll just
like,
be a
this is-
joke, kind of. Yeah.
right? Like this is a sketchy thing. You're probably gonna get rugged. Like we love our sponsors. We actually had one sponsor that was a VC, and our line for them was, you know, they love Bitcoin, buy their shit coins. And the guy liked it. Like he was like, man, he's like, that's freaking hilarious. And it's the opposite of what you hear, because usually every time somebody's shilling you something, it's fucking, you know, the best thing since sliced bread.
And that
So-
some people like to be fudded, like as a
Right?
part of the ad read, like that's gold, man. But
Yeah, it kind of harkens to like when especially when people are, like building something together, like being mission aligned is kind of, and this is kind of a cheesy corporate like thing, but I've seen it even just like professionally a lot. It's like, man, people have to know from the onset what's like, all right, this is the thing we're trying to accomplish. But that is always easier said than done, to your point, Phil. Like, because then there's external variables that starts making that mission a little bit like blurry, and it's like it could be money, it could be power, whatever.
It's the
So,
egos, bro. It's
Oh,
the
ego too.
clash of the egos. That's really like that's the crux of it, right? Is that everybody's chill until like the egos get involved, and that's where it's like, where am I on the hierarchy of all these things, and where do I fall in on the money split? What is my obligation? All these, it's just like, that's what kind of sucks, is like it's supposed to just be fun, and that's what it is supposed to be. And that's what we're going to do, is make it fun. And if money comes, it's going to be fun. Everybody's getting fucking paid, kind of.
No, yeah, that's exactly the point, dude. It's not. It's not fun, and you need contracts. And for real, like, dude, when you don't have things in writing and stuff, man, it gets.
Yeah, then
anyway,
it's even more
it all
dicey.
gets terrible,
Because
man.
then you're just
Believe it.
taking people at their word, and unfortunately, some people don't have a word.
Yes.
especially once again in media, like things not writing, because what you're creating, it's not like you're creating like a, you know, a toy, like a physical thing. It's all like intellectual property. It's all like somebody made a logo, somebody did this. And I know, of course, in Bitcoin's all about open source, and that's obviously that's great. But you know, people aren't open sourcing all their like media like content they create, right? Or else that's how they're not going. Or they're not going to be able to make money if they do that. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, and I'm not. This isn't like a weird pro like intellectual property like stance, but I think there's just a complication. Going to Phil's point again around like not having shit in writing. It feels like when you do media, it's not important, but it's actually like extremely important because you're creating intangible like things. So yeah, it gets murky. It's a messy business. I will definitely second that.
That's why D is our sports bettor as well as the accountant of the Bitcoin Dive Bar. He will help us mitigate these said risks, and we'll be okay.
That's right. I'm a risk officer, Bitcoin Dive Bar.
You're just getting more work, man. That's all that's happening.
It's all good.
More work. Except I will take the load of the work, though. That's the hopefully.
Tim has done everything. I just like I'm like dude, just like hair on fire, no pun intended. Just like last second, oh shit, and like join at the very last minute. Has been my contribution to date. So
hey, that's all we need, though, dude. You're great.
Yeah.
I'll just try and show up.
I heard that you guys did a SMLR earnings call, and you couldn't hear the call.
Mars, can you turn your mic up a little?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
So D, I heard you did a podcast on the SMLR earnings call, but you couldn't actually hear the call, so you were just kind of like going with it. Is that true or false?
No, that's true. No, you're right. I couldn't hear it. I was just staring at Tim, like, because I didn't know
You're just, listening to Tim.
The screen setup. Well, all I had was just this Discord stream, so I'm staring right at Tim, and dude just like face palming, just like I'm like, well, it's almost like a social experiment where you're not hearing anything, just watch the reaction. I was like, I don't think his earnings call is going well for Tim, and so it was just there's a lot. I was either that or like I don't know, the streams but anyways, it was honestly, I think that should be a new shtick, is that you just do these Bitcoin Treasury Company earnings calls, and everyone just looks at and we just gauge how it's going by your reaction, and then somebody makes an investment decision off of that. I think that's how this all works.
But this is not financial advice.
Yeah. So let me ask you: have you started to include the disclaimer in your streams?
Not yet.
No. You might want to include. So there's a whole bunch of default ones you can use, right? Like just make sure you change some of the wording to match the name of your YouTube show, because you're gonna want disclaimers in there. It doesn't, because like look, nobody. You know how it goes, man. People are people. Like, they're gonna blame you for their terrible decision making. It's just the way it works.
Hey, Tim,
buy
as your chief
because of me, fuck you.
As your chief risk officer, I know what we're doing with that black box in the corner. That's what that disclaimer is on.
Yeah, not financial advice.
Until somebody pays for something that we can then get rid of it.
Yeah, that's funny.
So yes.
This show is all of our personal opinions. This is not financial advice. If you make dumb decisions, that's on you. But buy SMLR, sell covered calls, and this is Bitcoin Dive Bar episode 18. This show is brought to you by Coors Light. Please drink responsibly. It is always 5 p.m. somewhere. As well as SMLR Scientific, the second Bitcoin treasury company in the United States. Recently had an earnings call, actually yesterday. We listened to it. Not looking good for the rest of the year. Hopefully they get to 10,000 Bitcoin. Otherwise, they're dropped as a sponsor. As well as Strategy, the goated company in the space. Michael Saylor, he is the best. We know that. Everybody knows that. They will continue to be the best. Thank you so much for tuning in. Here we are.
And Tim, also with my brand deal, I agreed to, shout out my sponsor regardless of whether or not I'm actually doing a segment. So shout out to, now it's Velo Nicotine.
Replaced by
the number one nicotine
Zyn
pouch.
was not paying.
That's correct. Number one nicotine pouch in the industry. To live better, feel better, and podcast better. Velo.
Put pouches in responsibly. Thank you. 18 plus only.
21
plus only for Coors
21
Light.
plus only.
Thank you.
may cause cancer.
Please drink responsibly.
It's addictive.
And velo responsibly. Thank you, folks. So, Coin
Yes.
Icarus, do you have to give these kind of disclosures on your podcast, or what's Pleb Underground up to these days? How you doing?
Good, doing good. Yeah, no. So we have one sponsor. We've got it's Archimedes Emporium, and they make the Bitcoin wall clock. Right. It's a very nice piece. It's actually his name is Daniel, or people would know him as CipherSafe. He used to make hardware. What's it called? Seed plates and stuff like that. They long time ago, like 5-6 years ago, they made something called the Cipher Wheel, and that's pretty much at least older Bitcoiners would know him for. But no, we definitely don't make any disclaimers during the show telling people that it's not financial advice. Once in a while, I'll be like, use your head, and make a snarky comment like that. But otherwise, there's just a disclaimer that I paste in the show notes. And that's what you get, man. You get a disclaimer. You got to make your own decisions. You got to use your head. You got to use your own discretion, right? Do your own research. Doesn't mean watching 25 TikTok videos. It means actually finding proper sources, right? Proper research, right? Stuff like that. Primary sources. And most people don't do that. So they just trust a video, or they trust somebody that they like.
And so, how long has the Pleb Underground been going? Because I don't actually know.
Oh yeah, 3 years, man. It's been going. It's actually 3 years years. Yeah, 3 years.
Are you kidding
yeah.
me? We're on for the
Wow.
anniversary.
And he's here.
The
You're here
3-year
celebrating it
anniversary on the
at the
dive
dive
bar.
bar.
From YouTube.
Come on, 3 years.
go.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. Time flies, man. Time flies. Fucking
That is
making
awesome.
content. It's
Do
2018.
you guys are you doing the show daily?
Yep. Yeah, I do a daily show at 12. Essentially, it's like 12 p.m. Eastern time. It's like anywhere from 10 to like 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes. I just I pick out like some hot, like essentially like some trending headlines that are going on. Really like stuff that people kind of need, quote unquote, need to know in the space, right? Just to stay up to date. And every week we do an interview. Usually get some type of a guest, some type of a Bitcoiner in the space, and then every month Ulrich and Humble and I do a monthly live episode, which just covers essentially everything that happened over the last month. But it's not just news. It's not even drama really, but it's just like, because believe it or not, right? Like, as you know, there's like the mainstream news, and then there's like Twitter. And then there's like Bitcoin Twitter, and then there's like Bitcoin Twitter type of stories that you would only know if you spent any time in this space. So you would kind of do like a mix of those things. And of course, you've got like you guys, like you have like the live chat kind of going. So we have the same thing, and people ask questions, make comments, and yeah, it's fun. It's a good time. We actually did it yesterday. It was last night.
Damn. Yeah, it does sound like a lot of work though, but so good luck. Good luck, Tim. Good luck.
Dude, honestly, it is a shitload of work. But in all fairness, I had my normie job for like 20 something years, and I sat behind a desk and I dealt with people's nightmares, and yeah, you make great money, but guess what? I'm not as happy. So Bitcoin fixed this.
We
right?
got
It fixed
Tao
it.
in the building.
Yep.
I'm trying to fix the boxes here. Hopefully this shit works, bro.
Tao lied.
That was a good segue. Phil had Bitcoin fixes this, and then just Tim saying, "I can't fix this." I'm trying to fix this.
Kind
We
of.
can
Bitcoin
hear
cannot
you. We
fix
can hear you,
the
Tao.
stream.
We can hear you, Tao.
Hey,
gotta-
hey. I had to join this stream because Phil, it's nice to meet you for the first time via,
I think we would meet in person.
right. We've never met in person, but then I was like, he's gonna join, and we've been talking for years, and even though he already saw me and I already saw him, but we haven't actually officially kind of join us sort of stream together, and I just wanted to join and to say hello, and also Pick Six, what's up?
Oh man.
Just follow you, heard you on the spaces yesterday or something, or 2 days ago, and just want to say hello to guys. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a good time. It seems like everything's bumping right now. Like things are lively, man. Look at the background that Pick Six has. Like, look at that.
Let's go.
It cost me I told
he bought Nitro.
$10.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
like
say.
a real. That's like a real sort of background that also fits the sort of this stream. So.
Yeah, I took the theme very literally. I'm not a very creative person, so yeah, I was like, I think this was a ChatGPT response of or input of picture of sports bar. I think it's literally the picture you get if anybody does that. But
I put the ad
Yeah.
space here in the top left with dollar
Nice.
signs.
and I like that you didn't put the amount so you can negotiate it. Don't
Exactly.
lowball yourself.
But hold on,
We
he
let
only
them
put
come to us.
dollar signs.
Yeah.
If you want negotiation power, you need to put $3 or $4 signs. You need to let them know that
And you
So
have
it's-
to
and-
consider that
You only have-
Coors Light is on the overlay, SMLR Scientific's on the overlay. There's different costs.
They have deep pockets.
Yeah.
people think it's
Shout
gonna
out
Maybe-
Coors.
Shout out Coors.
Is anybody actually drinking Coors on the stream?
Tim
like
is.
I'm having. Tim is okay.
He's crushing Coors.
Yeah, okay, good.
That's
If you
that's
Watch
the
him go
only
in the
reason.
back. He goes
It-
in the back and he grabs 2 Coors at a time. He comes back in here. It's amazing.
Which I actually have to go do right now. That's a good call.
All right.
The only way Tim doesn't get a cease and desist is from Coors is they have to see he's actually drinking, and then I'm like, okay, that's okay. I think that's his shield being
The
drinking. though.
cease and desist is a sign that he's made it. That y'all have made
That's
it.
true.
You know? Like
That's
once
true.
you've grown big enough that you can't shill products you're not actually sponsored by and tell everyone that you are, then you stop. I
That's that. Yeah, those are definitely in what they call the good problems bucket usually.
guess.
He's not asking for permission.
No.
He's doing the right thing. He's just not asking for permission. It's
That's
like
the
these other-
Bitcoiner way.
Yeah.
Self sovereignty.
I do think probably should also accept Bitcoin on that ad space. I think just as
Yeah.
to keep with the theme. Yeah,
Tim,
'Cause I was-
you got to do Bitcoin signs, bro. You got to do the Bitcoin logo.
at least
You hear
or
me?
one or the other.
Yeah.
He's got a Bitcoin logo down
yeah,
there.
we've got a Bitcoin tip jar set up if we ever
Where are
get
you
some.
seeing this?
Oh,
On the
what
stream.
you-
Pull the stream up, bro. That's where the
Oh,
chat's at. You're on the same level as D during the SMLR earnings. You're just on the Discord. To get the full immersive experience, you gotta pull the stream up. That way
Okay.
you feel
I don't
alive on the overlay.
know my Twitter password for my main account, so it's not even logged into my computer.
No, just
And,
pull it
like-
up on your phone. That way you got the chat.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I got to pull it up. I'm not like
Oh, you
I
do
can't
have
see it on my
up.
screen.
Oh, it's yeah, it's kind of small, but the ad space
Is the-
here is definitely visible.
is the tip jar the thing in the bottom right?
Yeah, that's like a Bitcoin like fucking whiskey glass or something.
See,
Wait,
I
how
thought
does it
you
work?
had like
Well, no, like
thought-
how it would work is like on Twitch if people donate bits, like the shit will go into the glass. Like on Twitch. That would only be on Twitch, where they have
feel like it's like-
interactive like tip jar things.
Tim.
Okay, what I was gonna say, I think it should be kind of like when you go to like a coffee shop or whatever. We need to put like something in there so it looks like people actually do it. When they have like the tip jar and it's like got a penny or nothing. You
It
gotta-
just slowly fills up every
Yeah.
episode.
automatically.
Right.
Every time somebody sends you
Yeah.
zaps or something.
I don't
you just-
actually know if that even is like interactive. I'm just saying that.
I'm testing it.
But
You need to put like on the blank spots like space available or like for rent like signs up.
well, yeah, that's
You
why
know.
I put ad space here
He's got the ad space here.
Where does it say that?
on
Up
in
at
the
the,
top
upper
right.
left.
You must be behind in the stream. It can happen
looking
like
at-
that. Go
Hmm.
like 20 minutes ahead. If Tao's not on
Oh, there it is.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
yeah, that shit
So-
happens to me too.
So Phil, your setup, it feels like you're actually at a radio station that you're broadcasting a radio
Alright.
sort of thing.
I appreciate it. It's taken me
It
many
looks,
years.
looks nice and
I
professional.
appreciate
Is
it.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he
well,
really
it's,
does have the setup.
It's
Right?
it's taken a while.
I just
So,
need the mic to be like this, and then I look like a little bit more professional. If I just get a stand where it's
Dude.
like, oh yeah, what's good?
It's the chair. Dude, the reason I have this background is gonna be so embarrassed by my chair right now. Everyone's got such like freaking race car. Like my chair is an embarrassment. So, dude, I think Tim, that's where the first upgrade comes when all that Coors Light money comes in.
Look at
You gotta-
my
I think
chair,
the chair.
bro. You think this is high living over here?
That's not that bad. That's still better than mine. I'm really glad mine's not.
This shit ain't helping my posture.
I think these are gamer chairs.
Yeah, they are.
I just can't sit like
I got a
all the
lumbar
way
support back
Like,
here, dude.
How
They
am
look
I
cool.
supposed to play poker like this?
Check
Like,
this shit out. Look at, I got a lumbar support.
I'm always
Oh,
just
yeah.
leaning up, putting in bet sizes. So I'm.
It
literally,
straps
like-
onto the chair, dude. I gotta.
At some point, you end up getting the bigger chair because you spend so much time sitting in it, and you realize gamer chairs are made for people to just sit
I
there
need
forever.
a desk where I can actually scoot into, though, is the problem. Then I would have faith in being like this. But I
You're
don't,
eventually gonna want the purple pillow.
what is
this.
that?
What is that?
Is that
Purple
for
pillow.
your ass or for your back?
The purple pillow. Yeah, it's for your ass, man.
So you're just
like a-
always sitting on
It's
comfort.
like a Tempur-Pedic.
It's
Yeah,
for it's a
Tempur-Pedic pad?
Tempur-Pedic for his nuts. I like
Gives him a
it.
little boost in height and
That's
everything.
honestly
Shit.
smart, bro. A little cushion for the nuts.
I need to get
like
higher in
that.
my chair.
Dude,
Is it
learned
is
this
it
from
washable?
yeah. Yeah, the outer cover comes.
Yeah, if
My
only you
God.
could wash these chairs, bro. Shit.
Tal, what are
Yeah.
you sitting on?
I need a new
Like
chair.
a
speaker.
workbench or something? You're in the garage, my
chair.
guy.
It's a cheap chair. I can't afford the nice stuff, guys.
Look at you. You're in your. You got a deer in your garage, my guy.
I know. Say, Ty, you got to sit on the reindeer.
I just got lazy.
You
That's
basically are Tao's garage right now. Shout out Mark's Garage. Most base show on Twitter Spaces, honestly, low key. Most base
Tao's got the best art.
spaces, I should say. Not
Every
show.
time Tal
we got
streams,
the most
he's
base
like got
show.
great art. Who does?
The Bitcoin Dive Bar, by far the
Well,
most
yeah.
base show. Aside from Coin Nickers, Pleb Underground, extremely based.
I appreciate it, but it's okay.
You have the most base show at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yes,
Daily.
Monday through Friday, yes. Pleb Underground has the most based
Afternoon show.
every day.
I appreciate that.
And I've been tuning in, bro. I've been tuning in. I've been retweeting, I've been trying to retweet. I've been getting in there.
Oh,
on the
shout out
Pleb
Joe.
The Pleb Underground.
Shout
I
out
appreciate
Joe.
it.
Hathaway says, so we're buying chairs now. I think
That's
we-
right.
Yeah.
Guys, it's paper Bitcoin summer. So if you're not buying chairs, if you're
That's
not
right.
wearing suits, right? If you're not doxing yourself, then you're just fucking not enjoying paper Bitcoin summer. I'm sorry, and your life sucks. You're not gonna
There
make
you
it.
go, dude. Well fucking
You know-
said from Phil out of left field. Come on.
It's a new era. You know, the chairless Bitcoiners was a bad look for us, anyways. It was
Yeah.
bad for the culture. I've been
Selling
saying
your
that for a couple of years.
chairs to buy Bitcoin?
You know, you don't want Bitcoiners to look poor. You're not going to attract new Bitcoiners. You know, you're not going to attract pre-coiners if they start sniffing around, looking around. They're like, what's up with these Bitcoiners? And we're all like living in, you know, furnitureless apartments with a mattress on the floor. We got to kind of look like Bitcoin is helping us, and
Yep.
we need the chairs.
I know
If
that
we
very
got
much
Bitcoin,
so.
we're gonna lynch you that.
Exactly. Look at that. You know, if you're in Bitcoin long enough, you're going to get a freaking reindeer in your garage, dude.
Yeah, that's how you know you're rich. You have Christmas decorations in your garage. That's when you're rich.
Yeah, year round. Why
You
not?
keep the Christmas decorations ready to go. Halloween decorations. Got a box for them. Christmas. Come on.
No, it's literally just too big, and that's why I'm like, no, I'm not gonna move it. It's literally too big. I can't.
What's
Does
the
it
best
light
selling?
up? Does it light up?
Yes, it does.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
What is this reindeer? What is it?
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Which
literally for
one?
my Christmas party, this past Christmas party. And I was like,
Wow,
you know what?
bought it for a party. That's
Let's
how you
go.
know he's
Dude,
fucking
dude.
rich.
I
Bitcoin
spent
fixes
thousands
this.
of dollars
Hell
to
yeah.
buy stuff for the recent Christmas party. I had a whole bunch of Bitcoiners come over
bet
too,
you
actually.
did. Look at that.
You know, and we had a freaking blast. And I was like, you know, I could have stacked sats with all this sort of, you know. And there's only one reindeer, right? There's like 3 in the front yard. There's one in the living room, another living room. I have another reindeer. I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do? But it was just a one-time thing, so whatever. And Bitcoin was going up, right? So
Fuck
I was like, oh, let's splurge a little bit. Right? Bitcoin was going up. It was a happy time. And what happens when it's a happy time, right? You just have a good time.
You buy reindeers.
They're
That's
good
why
luck.
you
You got
got
reindeer,
Misty
yeah.
now, closing the loop. That reindeer's covered every 4 weeks now. Come on.
Misty
It's
sounds like a reindeer name. Sorry, just an observation. Tao, question: How early do you put your Christmas decorations up? Tells a lot about a person. So I'm curious.
So for this recent Christmas, it was like way early, starting about 2 months prior, because there was so much setup to do. Like
Yeah,
it was
that's
a big party.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, like not only outside but the inside, the
You getting your
for-
house
You were
ready?
set. You literally in 2 months in
months?
advance to set up for a Christmas
slowly
party.
like putting because there was all sorts of decoration, and just this room alone, it was already all sorts of stuff. And then like you got the kitchen, you got dude, I bought a freaking ice maker just for the party, and I wanted to use it one time. And I was like, what do I do with this ice maker now? It's like just like sitting there. It's
Wow.
like, oh my gosh, why did
Okay,
I do
guys.
So
that?
what are you
Not
doing with the ice maker?
Okay.
It's just sitting there, nothing.
I never knew Tao threw Ragers. I'm not
Right?
gonna lie.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Fucking right.
He's buying decorations in 2 months in advance. Where's my invite? I live
Yeah, we're-
close to California.
I wasn't invited, dude.
Actually, I sent the invite to everybody on Bitcoin Twitter, and whoever responded was the first come first serve basis, and so there was only a few people who
So
cared, and so I'm like,
It got
you guys can
sold
come.
out pretty quick then, huh?
Yeah, you know, it's a first come first serve. You know, there's only a few, right? Mainly it was mainly family and friends, so whatever.
Amazing. I
So
can't
now
throw
you-
parties with my friends. I can't throw parties with my friends. They're not welcome over. It's just a seedy crowd at the end of the day, you know? Can't trust them.
Well, given who your friends were previously.
Well,
makes
I'm not
sense.
talking about Bitcoin.
Oh, real life friends.
Talking about real life friends.
I'm talking about my real life friends,
These
bro.
people don't matter. You're not internet people.
Yeah, true.
Come on.
Well, now that we do this show, I consider everybody real life people now.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Just
And
ends
that's
up
where
happening.
like the it's mask off real quick. Who's gonna sink? Who's gonna swim? Once they get on the camera, it's very obvious.
You know, it's interesting. Let's talk about this a little fast because, like, I think the first time we jumped on a stream, we were concerned about doxing ourselves, and you know, we had our glasses on, and we're like, oh, we're not sure about that feeling. But then, as you do more of these, and as you're thinking about, well, you met all these people in person, and a lot of these other Bitcoiners, you know, they're already on videos, etc., pictures everywhere, and do you start to question, hey, am I just sort of like paranoid about whatever? Like, why do you feel so, restricted? And so to me, I just, I see a few people who just like, no, they decide to like, just reveal themselves. And I was like, yeah, this is no big deal. And so I just felt that I don't think it's such a big deal to just, reveal yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, it's all. Yeah, I think it's all relative based on people's like general like comfort level. I think I remember at first I was like super like I mean I lurked super like nim. I was like I didn't want to put anything out there. I think it wasn't until I went to like my first Bitcoin meetup, like where I live. It was just like 3 other people, and like that was like I was like almost like self-embarrassed about how nervous I was to go to that. I was like, why do I even care? It's just like 3 random people there to talk about Bitcoin. But that just paranoia. I was like, okay, do I want people in my town to know I'm into Bitcoin? And like, I don't know. I feel like once you kind of cross the Rubicon or whatever, like you just become more generally kind of comfortable about it. And I don't know. I mean, of course, OPSEC's super important for all the reasons we're well aware of when it comes to like big, like your security of Bitcoin or whatever. But I feel like once you're on Twitter, like if people really want to find out who you are, I mean, it's not too
They
hard to
can
sort of
and they
like,
will, and they've called my grandparents. They can and they will. It doesn't matter, so it's irrelevant.
yeah,
I remember
I
yeah,
think
that.
it's
not,
super liberating when you just really just don't worry about it too much. I feel really good about after this revealing oneself. It's no big deal.
yeah,
Yeah, those that have nothing to hide have nothing to fucking hide, bro. That's the whole point. Is the only people that don't want to show their shit is because they're LARPs or they have something to fucking hide, which is generally leading back to point one, that they're fucking LARPs. Like, that's really how the whole thing works. So,
Well, look, there's a lot of Bitcoiners that are privacy focused and oriented, and I think a lot of them aren't on Twitter as a result. You know, and I think that that's the real move if you're really concerned about privacy.
just don't even
whatnot.
be
Don't
in
go on social media.
forums at all.
Yeah. But if you're gonna do it and you're gonna spend, years at a time on Twitter, especially giving away your voice and your thoughts and your ideas and sending out your phone number to people who are nice to you and stuff like that, it just kind of falls apart after a while. It did for me. I kind of eventually realized that like I was LARPing as like a NIM. Like people knew who I am. They knew who I or yeah, they knew who I was, and that's it at the end of the day. So, oh, there goes Tao. Tao ran.
Sounds like we got
whose house is on
They got
fire?
him. They got him.
The fire department is cruising
I
into
thought-
Mars neighborhood right now. It sounded like. Oh shit! The fucking Discord.
Delaware.
Wait,
I
did
thought
you
I
hear
saw a
that?
tag on.
But
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know.
it's
Dirty.
unfortunate though, right? Like it's because so what happens is that so we end up like again, this kind of goes back to the whole you end up spending a lot of time with the same people in Bitcoin spaces, right? So you start to feel like you know all these people and these people know you, then you feel comfortable and you end up having some deep conversations with some people, especially in DMs, right? So you start to think you can trust these people, they can trust you, and vice versa. And then like like what Mars said, right? You give out your phone number, this and that, like it's brutal because unfortunately, right, you only end up finding out that you've made a mistake once it's too late, right? Like you don't really get like you don't get like a warning shot or something like that. Like it's something blows up and now the person ends up using this information in some way. So to a certain extent, right, you kind of it's like you have to be guarded, right? You do have to be guarded, but also to your point about doxing, right? Um, when I started making content, I did audio only content because I didn't want to dox myself. And to Mars's point again, right, about the privacy stuff, I realized that it was a LARP. I'm like, if I gave a shit about privacy, why am I on Bitcoin Twitter? Like, if I care so much about privacy, right? If it's so important,
If you give a shit about privacy, you shouldn't have an iPhone. You shouldn't have anything that's connected to the internet. You shouldn't have at all. Otherwise, you're giving up your privacy completely.
so it's just fucking nonsense. So it's like, okay, you know what? Why not? I can do that. But at the same time, right? Even though you dox your face and stuff like that, you can still have varying degrees of privacy, right? Like, it's like you don't have to give out your personal information, right? Like it's like you don't have to give out when you're giving stories or something like that or talking about your personal life, like it's up to you the amount of detail you choose to share, right? If you want to tell people street names and shit like that and let people triangulate your locations, by all means, right? Like it's your business. But it's just to me like that's where we get into the varying degrees of privacy, right? So it's like, sure,
Yeah.
I'll show my face. I don't really care. And I mean, again, right? Also, I think I think maybe it also it kind of um, it helps maybe not to be a fake flexer or not to be a flexer, right? Like that if you pay attention to a lot of these people who end up in unfortunately really bad situations, right? It's that a whole bunch of really terrible people or people with terrible intentions end up, thinking that you're an easy person to go and attack because you're worthwhile to attack. But if they, it's like if they see that you're just some fucking rando dude, like Like you're not that target, right? So I think unfortunately, right, like there's also that aspect of it as well. Like there's a lot of people who like to flex to anons on Twitter and like to make it
I'm
so
one
that
of
they're
them. I'm one of them.
but you're not driving. So first of all, though, but you're not like fucking Richard Hart, right? Like I'm talking about like Richard Hart type shit. I'm talking about these guys that sit there and do the whole stupid sitting in the fucking Rolls Royce thing, the fucking dollars and all that crap. You know what I like? Like the fake alpha male guys, even. These
True.
guys. These
We're
are the
not
ones that
doing
end up
that.
in bad situations. You're not doing that. So it's one thing to sit there and talk about how one day you're going to retire, one day you're going to be richer than somebody else, or right now you thinking you're richer than somebody else. That's totally fine.
That's
It doesn't.
true.
That's not flexing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
there is a peace of mind to like. I agree. I mean, I feel like if you really care, it's kind of a binary thing. It's like just go all in, do it right, or don't do it all kind of thing. But like there's a peace of mind though. At least with social media, like deleting some of it, and there's a saying me and my friend said, and it's like so true. It's like, and like depending, you can almost tell a lot about a person based on all like how much social media they're on, and it's kind of like we said, like so I don't have a Facebook, so there's something like it's like rich enough to have Facebook but too poor to delete LinkedIn is kind of like this like social media purgatory of yeah, like LinkedIn I think is the absolute like undisputed worst form of social media. It is like it is hell on earth. Every time I open that thing, it's all I'm like, what am I doing here? But then I'm like, oh, okay, it's because I'm still working for doing the fiat mining or Bitcoin mining thing in a weird roundabout way to try to like keep earning a living. And so it's like a necessary evil because if you ever wanted to network or if you ever looking for a new job or something like that, you don't have it like yeah. Some people are like disqualifying based on not having access to a profile like that. So yeah. Anyways, it's a peace of mind though in terms of getting rid of as much social media to the extent you're able to do it.
With the hardware aspect of like, yeah, your phone's listening to you, what you were saying, Tim. For many years I like refused to have an Alexa in my house, and then like it dawned on me one day that like my phone is listening to everything I'm doing already.
You
So
get
like, why
ads.
not?
You get ads for it. Like everything,
Well, here's the
bro.
thing,
It's
Tim.
nuts.
Then I was like, why not have an Alexa, right? So then I got an Alexa, and then I got a Ring camera, and then I got a Nest, and then I got 2 more smart TVs that are listening to me. So like now I'm way off in the other direction. Like I just got like all these devices. Like because I realized my phone listened to me, I convinced myself I can have all the devices, and I got my house all wired up with all these smart things that are dictating my life, and I'm like the pendulum's swung way too far the other way, so I gotta like balance it back out to where it should be. But I'm like way too plugged in right now at home, and that's the way I live.
I will never
Yeah,
have
it's
an
hard to
undo. Fine on
Alexa,
me.
and I will try to pretend that they aren't
What?
listening to everything I say.
The Alexa is for the wife, okay? Women love Alexas. They love tabletop screens. They love iPads. Like I don't want an iPad. My wife loves the iPad. The iPad is for children and for women. And I'm not saying they're the same, but for whatever reason, children and women love iPads, and like they love the Alexas, and it's for her. She can look at her weather in the morning. There's nothing better than having a 10-inch screen
Alexa, please
that
play
sits
Wet
on our
Ass
kitchen
Pussy
countertop
by
24/7 so that we can look at the weather for 10 seconds a day on it. But here we are. Oh, and Amazon notifications. That's a must. That's a must too. You got to know when the Amazon package arrives instantly by having Alexa tell you. So that's where we're at in our household.
It's a hard habit to break. That brings a good point too. Your household too. Like you can go, and I had this experience as well. Like with my wife, is that like I can try to go all in on hyper privacy, but I'm like only as like private as like what she's doing. So it's like I can try to like be very focused on it, and then yeah, to your point, yeah, they get like there's all the surveillance tech, or yeah, they totally blow your cover. So yeah, man, you're only as strong as your weakest link. That's a good point too. Need a unified front. Need to tell the kids that Alexa's going in the garbage.
Yeah,
bad
but I
people
don't
are
want my
listening.
wife to be as paranoid as I am. You know?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
look to
Like,
have people that
It would be
are
a
living
chaotic
good life.
household. If my wife was like me, that shit would be wild around here.
Then
We'd be
it's
accusing
like
each other of
walking
shit all the
into
time.
a
I'm telling you.
schizo front, bro. We can't
That's
be
right.
having
It's like
that.
two schizos in a room.
Do I trust you? Do you trust me? You can't be having that type of shit.
calling each other
happening, bro.
feds all day, I'm
Yeah,
telling
you
you.
can't be having that, bro. There's got to be just peace, where it's like one of you is like there has to just.
It's gotta be
That's why
balanced.
it's the same with poker, bro. I would never want to date a woman that plays poker. Because legitimately, the last thing I want to hear about after a session is poker. Whether it goes
Exactly.
well or not, I don't want to. I want to literally hop in bed and have her just pop on Love Island or some stupid shit like
Boom.
that. It's like, peace. Thank you.
Boom.
Reality
Dude.
TV I can laugh at, and then we can have sex, and God bless America on to the next day, next poker sesh.
I thought you were gonna say you wouldn't want her to be a poker player because of the traits that most poker players have.
Well,
So, yeah,
that
she's
too.
good at bluff.
That too. I'd much rather
Right.
her have a career so I can get health insurance. And it's a multifaceted, it's a multifaceted deal over here.
Yeah. Tim's priority number one. Can she help me get health insurance? Okay, check. Go down the list.
Yes, yeah. Health insurance is not a key parameter, but definitely good.
Good. Nice to have. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I also don't like that she's. I'm
You're
glad
muted,
that she's not
Phil.
that into.
You're muted,
Muted.
Phil.
Sorry, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sorry,
for
go
it.
ahead. No, it's okay.
Oh, I was just gonna end cap it with that. I'm also glad that she's not very into Bitcoin, which is probably a good thing as well. You know, I think I get enough Bitcoin.
Well,
in my life.
imagine if she's asking you every 5,000 movement. Like,
Dude.
what's the plan? What are we doing? We selling? Are we buying more? Are we going leverage long? Are we selling covered calls on IBIT? Like, I don't want my wife asking me those type of.
I don't want to be talking about core versus nuts at the dinner table.
You know, it's like I'll
No,
handle
that's
the
after
covered
hours.
calls. I'll handle the poker. You just make a dinner and we'll chill, bro. Like that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife doesn't give a shit to hear about the Bitcoin stuff.
Yeah.
She doesn't-
And that's why it works. Imagine if she did, bro.
No, it's great. Like she gets it, right? Like she can explain it really well, but she doesn't give a fuck. Like
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
She's like,
You
this
know,
is
like-
how we can live our
Yeah.
life, but that's all
Exactly.
it is. It's like,
Yep.
this is how we can live. Amazing.
Like that's it. Like she's supportive in that way. It's like, oh yeah, you want to content, you want to go to conferences and stuff like that. Great, have fun, like.
Yeah.
But I don't care because I invite her
She's
all the time.
not
I'm like,
coming to the conferences?
doesn't- no, she hate, dude. She doesn't care. It's like,
She's not gonna
for her,
care.
it's not fun. Exactly. It's like for her, it's like, all right, great. I could take a break from listening to this shit.
Yeah.
She's
Every day, man.
At least
man.
finally Club Underground's going on the road for a weekend. Thank
It's
God.
every year I've made the commitment that I'll do like one conference, and it's usually going to be something technical. It's not going to be like one of those like sales ones. Like I know, I'm sorry, I totally respect Bitcoin conference. You know that. No, like I have no beef with it, but I'm
Okay.
I'm going to stick to the little technical ones. It's a place for Phil.
Yeah, we're the
So-
circus. We're the big circus. So, yeah.
If you guys ever want to invite me back onto it, like I was there in 2022 on the meme panel, like I would come back to
Oh, yeah,
a
that's
small,
right.
yeah, like for a pleb type of thing. That's cool, but like that's for the most part, it's
Hey, maybe you'll be a part of the Bitcoin dive bar spot. Because
oh fuck,
now
you
we
guys are
got
gonna
a
do
plug in, bro. Now we got a plug. We got gambling. Next Bitcoin conference is in Vegas, so it'd only be fitting. We'll
Oh,
have
God.
we'll have to back channel. I'm not gonna put D on the spot for such a thing, but who knows what could happen, boys.
You know what's funny? I think Tim, we talked about this. Is that like Vegas actually has kind of like a negative slant towards Bitcoin because of the reasons. Probably like I was explaining how I got into it. Is there's a little bit so when we organized the event there is like I was expecting like, okay, cool, it's gonna be kind of like, this very brethren or type of like, this these common themes will like bring people together here. But yeah, they like we wanted to have like Bitcoin like accepted for payments, and they're like super skittish about that, like on the floor.
Because they don't
And I
want to
just kind of
spend
learned,
the Bitcoin, bro. Despite
well, that
popular
it's
belief, people don't want to spend Bitcoin. Go figure.
yeah, people don't want to spend it, and then the organizers don't have to deal with like figuring out the infrastructure of like how do I accept it. When I say organize, I mean like the actual venue center itself.
Yeah,
But anyways,
Venetian
how
figuring out how to take. Yeah,
Bitcoin, yeah, it's not on their roadmap. And but yeah, dude, I didn't realize though how skittish they were. But then they kind of turned a corner as I maybe worked with them, and then they were really curious to see how much more up, like they're expecting all these big corners coming to town and like crypto like degens, that the gambling would go way up. It actually and that was the one thing I warned them. I was like, dude, I was like, Bitcoiners are cheap, man. I don't think they're gonna be, by and large, I think they're not gonna be just, going to the teller, giving them Bitcoin or obviously their
they're
credit
not
card or
going to be
whatever.
in the craps table for
No,
100K. Is
no.
that it?
So
That's not the crowd.
No.
fortunately they're inviting us back, but I was like, oh man, I don't know if they like that data,
Well,
but
honestly,
whatever.
though, the
Vegas
Bitcoin,
is hurting for a lot of reasons.
the Bitcoin treasury part of it, though, makes me think that there are plenty of people that are there to gamble, bro. I mean, all the Bitcoin treasury movement, that's fiat people. Like, that's the. I'm not saying that they aren't Bitcoiners, and most of the people that are actually behind all this shit are Bitcoiners, but the fact of the matter is, like, the investor base, the people showing up for Metaplanet, all that shit, and
All
for
corners
Sailor,
probably.
well, yeah, it's literally dudes that will be hitting the craps table. So it can't be all bad for the conference in that respect, I would say. But also,
No,
you were
but
talking about how Bitcoiners need to respect the fact that there's not a lot of infrastructure that can actually take a massive conference like that. Vegas is legitimately one of the only places in the United States that can take a massive event of thousands of people for multi-days at a time because they have the event structure in place. And you would think that Bitcoiners would actually love the fact that they could stay in the same hotel instead of where everything's so spread out at all the other events. If everybody can just stay at the Venetian, everybody's connected. Honestly, I think that's a dub. But I'm
yeah,
obviously
yeah,
biased because
yeah. But
I'm a
like the city of
gambler.
Vegas,
I'd be hitting the poker table the whole conference. I'd be making money on the trip to enjoy the conference.
yeah. I mean, Vegas though is just hurting in general.
Oh
It
yeah,
seems
they're
like,
fucked. Vegas is fucked
yeah,
right now, bro. It's actually, people don't even understand. They have not recovered from COVID.
yeah.
COVID ruined Vegas. Prices are only getting more inflated. Go look at any Vegas stock right now. Go look at the Wynn. Go look at MGM. Go look at Caesars. I mean, they're
Yeah.
literally cooked, bro. They had all these massive plans in Macau. They're gonna do all this shit and then bang, bro, get fucked. Like, I don't know what the plan even really is going forward. Like, at some point they're gonna have to lower prices and bring people back in. But I don't know how they do that without continuing to hemorrhage money. Like, these casinos are in a bad spot, which is crazy considering they take people's money every fucking day. But it is extremely expensive to operate these things. I mean, look at how big the building is, everything. I'm definitely not on the side of the casino. I hope they go broke, but they never will. But I mean, look at their stocks. Fuck them. But yeah,
Yeah,
The Bitcoin, hold on, the Bitcoin FUD documentary is making memes about us right now, bro. Video memes.
but the way I look at it is simply this: is that
Document.
Vegas being in a bad spot, if they're forced to lower prices and bring consumers in, that's only good for us. That's how I.
Did you not hear me?
We've
Did you not
got,
hear me?
We've got people hating on us.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm used to it, bro. I just
Okay.
took that in one ear, out the other. There's always somebody hating on me, or the show, or somebody else, somebody in proximity to me. At this point, we're immune to haters, Mars. Please.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we knew.
And you are as well. Let's be honest. Even Coin Nicarus. Coin Nicarus has no haters though. That's what I love about Phil. Phil's loved by everybody.
I've got plenty of fucking haters. Don't worry. I've got plenty. I just don't give a shit. That's all. What are you gonna do, man? Like, we're all humans, right? Not everybody gets along, and some people, like they're not gonna like you for whatever reason, and that's what it is, man. Like, well, what are you gonna do? We're not gonna change everybody's mind, right? You're not gonna make everybody happy all the time. You make some people happy some of the time, and that's it. So,
that's based.
Just fucking.
That's life, right there.
I feel like as you get older too, it just gets easier to care less. Whatever anybody thinks.
I cared so much in my 30s. I really did, especially in my early 30s, man. I wanted I wanted to impress, and I wanted to make sure that my bosses and everybody around me knew I was willing to. I was the guy. I was the go-to guy. I'm gonna do what it takes. And
And that doesn't get you anywhere, bro.
Now I'm in my late 40s. Well, it actually did. It actually got me a lot of places, and it enabled me to stack like a fucking champion. So the reality is that it got me exactly to where I wanted to go. And now in my mid to late 40s, I get to just not give a fuck. And I was already stopping shit in my early 40s, but essentially as I've continued to go down this path, I just care less and less and just enjoy more and more of my time. That's all. So it's fantastic.
You're a G, bro. I love it.
I appreciate that.
I mean, you and I have had rocky, we've had rocky things. That's why it's amazing to have you on the show. I didn't know if we'd touch on it, but for real, last cycle, I'm a shit coiner, I'm a bad person. Well, not you saying that specifically, just I was a shit coiner, all blah,
You're still
blah.
a shit coiner, dude.
Well, yeah, I am still a shit coiner, but most of my money's in Bitcoin, despite popular belief. That otherwise I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't even have money. So
everybody fails somebody's purity test. Okay? Everybody fucking fails somebody else's purity test. Who gives a shit? I remember when I first got into this space, the purity test, it was man, anybody today, everybody fails the purity test. We're there's not a single one of us that passes this purity test. Who cares? It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, but if you're not homeless and all you have is Bitcoin, you're a fucking bitch, as far as I'm concerned. You sell all your belongings for Bitcoin, or you're a fucking idiot.
I gotta timestamp that one. Was that 10:20 p.m. Central?
There is no second best esque, but a Tim V kind of slant to it.
Yeah. Not even entirely sure I understood it, but I get it.
Yeah, that is how it is, bro. That's what these people want. They want you to sell everything you have.
Oh, that's what you're getting at. You're not allowed to own anything but Bitcoin. Okay, sorry, I'm slow.
Hate your life for Bitcoin, literally.
There's only certain people that are like that. It's
literally die.
There's a lot of different mindsets.
Die in a box somewhere on the street.
It's very different.
As long as you stacked to your last breath, you did good.
Food? You're Bitcoin, man. If you're not starving and dying, you're just short.
Do you remember the get on zero trend from last?
Oh yeah,
cycle?
Of course.
And how much that burned people, dude? No one's saying that shit anymore because it wasn't a good idea unless you're rich like Jack Mallers and can afford 80% declines. That's my perspective, right? Get on zero. It's good if you're super rich. If you're not,
that's what these people keep saying. Spend your Bitcoin to live. I say, figure out a way to have cash flow so you never sell your Bitcoin and you can keep buying Bitcoin.
I appreciated the get off zero campaign, right? Get some Bitcoin, not don't have zero exposure. That to me made sense. But the other side of it, to your point, so many people got wrecked and they disappeared, right? Those guys, they were shilling that shit, they disappeared, and then they come back. They come back this cycle and they're like, when did we say that? What point in the cycle did we get people wrecked? It's man, I'm not going to sit here and do the fucking history lesson for you. It's just convenient that you come back with the same story.
Phil, there's people in the chat saying they want you to make a regular spot on the show. We're not going to ask you to commit. But,
no, come on. kidding me? I couldn't do this every night.
Well, no, not every night. No, like maybe once a week, maybe once every month, once every few weeks.
Phil, what can we get you to commit to do for the show right now?
No,
Yeah.
no. I'm not.
Live.
I'm not. This overweight Indian guy that needs people.
That's
to
how you
make
play the game, Tim. You
commitments.
gotta follow up. You gotta say thank you.
Well,
you
no,
gotta
that
stay
is what
close
I
over
mean,
a few weeks. Maybe get them on and again next month.
I
and
will
then,
be
roll them
following-
into it.
I will follow up with Phil, and I will glaze
Roll
him.
people into it.
I will
you
be
know?
glazing him.
Every day, like we all speak together almost every day in spaces.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's so funny about this.
So ridiculous, but it's great. I love
Yeah.
it.
I mean, you're in different spaces, to be fair. I'm in the degenerate spaces. You're in like the old people.
Hey,
Let's
and,
talk about chili and
and don't forget
that kind of
construction.
space.
Construction, like, right? Like fixing things around the house. It's dude. You'll see, man. When you get there, you're gonna be like, sound like those.
Well,
those
when
guys.
I get there, I will never get there. I'm gonna be 40 still living like this, to be honest.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
You'll
I don't
see.
expect to become a boomer anytime soon. I'm literally gonna be young forever.
I'm not a boomer. There's a
Well,
difference,
no, you're
man.
not a boomer. I'm saying the cohorts that you surround yourself with, a lot of boomerism around those parts.
My boomer cohort. A lot of them are Gen Xers.
I know. That's why
Well,
I've been
yeah,
talking
there's
shit about Gen
literally-
X for like.
I know that's the
8
funny
weeks,
part. Is
dude.
there's no actual boomers. Like
I've
there
been
isn't
tweeting
even
about
a
Gen
single
X
one.
for 2 months, and I get like 3 likes per Gen X. I try to trash on Gen X, no one likes it, but I'm trying to make it a thing. I'm trying to start a, generational warfare here, but
Gen X is the forgotten generation. Nobody cares. Like I have seen, it's awesome that you're doing it to give attention, but I kid you not, man. I can't tell you how many times I've seen these posts by people that are like, "Look at what the boomers handed the millennials," and it's like, what? We just nobody? Like again, we're no one. So good luck to you, man. Good luck. I've tried, man. No, like Gen X just doesn't fucking exist. I always have to remind people, we're here. Hey, yeah, we're still here.
This is a really dumb question, but wasn't it also because it was a smaller time year like range, so just like mathematically like they set Gen X up for just like this irrelevancy.
It's like, what is it, like 1965 to like 1990 or something? 1965.
Yeah,
no, it's like 81 or something. I think 82 is when the millennials start.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm in
You know
that-
what? In all
that
fairness,
cohort.
site you check. Like I've checked, like I don't know how many different sites. They all have a like similar range, but it's not the same. And like I just know that I'm like in the thick of the Gen X. So it's like, yeah. So unfortunately, like I can't even lie and say I'm like a millennial or something. No.
I will say it has been like the current spaces like overlay is very boomer heavy. It's like it's kind of like become sort of like an Bitcoin infomercial like a lot of the time.
Well, especially the paper Bitcoin stuff, right? Like this is where trad shines, right? You've got like Jim
We're
Chanos
here now.
and stuff like that, and you're like, who the hell's this guy?
Yeah,
So
these are all people that now they feel like now that Bitcoin's intersected into their domain, they're going to be the experts. They're going to tell you how everything works now. So yeah,
they know stonks, like that's what they know. And it's, in all fairness, though, it is their game. Like it is their game. This is what they know best. I do, like I'm not afraid to admit, like, hey, these guys, they have some expertise. And when I say expertise, I'm talking about decades of experience. I'm not talking about a bunch of a bunch of memorized crap. Like these guys have been through a lot of markets, and whether those markets, I mean, I believe obviously they are quote unquote rigged, but nevertheless, they understand their playing field. So to a certain extent, it's, you got to know when to shut up and just kind of pay attention. And like some of those guys, they do spew some wisdom. One guy I can't get a total handle on is the Josh man. Josh Mandel. You ever see his tweets?
Oh man,
Oh,
he's a
yeah,
character,
we
dude.
follow him. I've got his
Right?
notifications on.
I can't help it, right? Like I can't help it because I'm not sure, because he's old school. He's like from Solomon Brothers and like some other like that's all connected stuff. Like this, he's like part of the good old boys, and he's here.
What do you know? He
So-
bought the top on MetaPlanet. Ever since he made the perfect calls, he's lost every trade since. Me and Mars are very well aware, bro. I mean, I was trading.
Well,
I was trading GME calls because of that fucker. I didn't buy MetaPlanet because of him, but yeah, ever since he made that perfect 84 call, and he went big on MSTR and everything, it's I mean, I've been following for months, but yeah, the guy had a perfect record. No, nobody has a perfect record, but it's
Yeah, but he always puts out these cryptic tweets, right? It's always
That's what
these
I-
cryptic-
That's what makes
Coin
it so
Icarus.
fucked too. Is he
No,
posts
it's
portfolio
weird, dude.
updates constantly
He's a
when things
character.
are going well, and then he stops posting portfolio updates and never even reclaims the
Bro.
L's. Never even all the people that tail him on all these things that he posts, and then when they become L's, he never explains how he exited, and all those fuckers expire worthless. And it's like, so when did you exit exactly? And he never touches on it. Go figure. I mean, if I was in
He-
that spot, I probably wouldn't either. So
He like starts talking about his positions and pricing on his options, and by the time he's finished speaking, he's talking about simulation theory and
Right?
trading based off the fourth
yeah.
turning and stuff like that. It's like, whoa, what are you talking about, dude? So
Coin
that's what's
Icarus.
interesting to me. He's kind of out there, you know. He's like,
Coin Nicker,
and you can tell it's funny when he has these spaces with these other, you know, macro or trading guys, and they're talking about it, and then he veers off into simulation theory, and they like don't know how to really respond
They
because they're
don't.
talking about their order books and stuff.
You
He
should
needs to
have.
come to a
I think it's so funny.
Phil, if you
It's
didn't
good.
see his last space with him and Raekwon going back and forth about MicroStrategy, the way that all concluded, super base, the whole thing back and forth about ATM usage, all this shit, so bait. It was actually an amazing space, but then it literally like divulged into Josh Mandel explaining how he's seen the Matrix and that he knows for a
Yep.
fact Sailor has seen the Matrix as well.
Yep.
And that's basically what he got into deeply towards the end of the show. But basically the whole thing before that was literally, you know, ATM usage, what kind of MNAV expansion, like why are they doing this? And Raekwon saying they're only hitting 1%, it's meaningless. Wow. Obviously, Josh Mandel has a different opinion because he's an options trader. So it was, but then it divulged into literally talking about how he's seen the future, Sailor's seen the future, and he kept saying all this shit about like, I know this, but I can't actually tell you guys.
Yeah, but Tim,
I know this,
the
but
best
I've
part-
seen it, but I can't tell you
Tim.
guys.
The best part is Raekwon is there and has to respond to that then.
Yeah,
you
man,
know?
there's
They're
no
talking
way.
about MNAV expansion, and then he goes into how Sailor knows the future and has seen the Matrix.
And that this guy's
Raekwon has
connected
to
to
just
the-
like play nice. Raekwon has to play nice and somehow respond in a way that doesn't make him
And
look
he
also retarded.
said that the price of Bitcoin has been going up because
It's so
there
good.
is somebody going back into the past and fixing the future. That's
Yeah.
what he said, is that there is somebody going back and fixing the path of the future for Bitcoin. That's literally what he said in that space.
And okay, he also, you know, to the cryptic tweets point, right? He puts out these tweets with like lyrics from songs, like just random pieces, but it all relates back to Bitcoin and what the price is gonna do and how the market's gonna maneuver. It's like
444K end of
Yeah, of
year.
course,
That's what he
444K.
says.
it is. What are your thoughts on that? You know, like how
I don't know. I hope 444K by end of year sounds pretty
I mean,
fucking good. I pray
I'm buying
that
it,
he's
dude.
right. I pray
I'm
he's
in.
right.
I'm in.
But yeah,
Like, how can
he says blow
hate
off top 444K back to 84K. That's
this
what
is what
this
I don't
guy's saying.
understand about the haters of like I've seen that, right, where he's had to argue with people. It's like, I mean, whether you love him or hate him, who cares? The guy's giving a price prediction that if you're holding Bitcoin, you're going to be very happy with the purchasing power you're going to have at that level. Anyways, I don't get it.
if it goes, if that's his prediction, whoever he knows that's traveling back in time to fix the future needs to fix that from happening. Because I think
Yeah,
four
that
four
would be bad.
four. Oh, dude, that would be the I don't know the quick cocktail napkin math, but like I that it's not even so much the percentage drop, is that just like the all the unbounding affirmation people think they have, maybe it's false affirmation, we're gonna find out at some point, that now the institutions are here, bear markets are dead. Like that's why I think people are gonna be
Think about
extra,
how many treasury companies
salty.
blow up
Mm.
in that
Yeah.
scenario.
I don't, but that's the thing. Bear markets are not dead. Like this is a lie, right? Like think about that, right? Like all of these technologies have come along the way. Bear markets always exist. Why? It has nothing to do with the tech. It has nothing to do with the
It's
products
the
and services.
markets. That's
People,
it.
right? The markets. We're humans. We're people, man. At some point, we get over exuberant. We get super excited, and then other times we get ultra fearful, and we feel like the sky is falling. And then there's some points where we're kind of like, well, it's not so bad, but it's also not so good.
And there's
We're-
always people with money looking to
Yes.
take money from other people.
That's right.
That's how this whole thing works. So when the values start not to align anymore, GG. Like I mean, once your neighborhood OnlyFans girl is buying Solana, it's time to get the fuck out. That's where we're headed.
Dude, think about the cycle tops, right? Like think about the cycle tops, think about the type of messaging that was in the space. This is also kind of what pisses me off a lot, because you'll end up seeing like some people that have been around that have seen multiple cycles. And I remember when we hit 70K for the first time during this particular cycle, we got to like 73 or 76 or something. And I saw like some tweets, come out to the effect of, you guys think that this is just the beginning of the bull run with messaging like this, and it's like that's disingenuous. Like, of course this is only the beginning. This is the parade that gets everybody to follow, that gets everybody to excited, right? Like the institutions don't show up at the end of the bull run. That's not how this works. They are here positioning themselves into the bull run, right? They want to be selling, as corny as it sounds, they want to be selling into the exuberance. They don't want to be buying the exuberance. It's completely different. And this is TradFi's realm. So yeah, man, I definitely think like anybody who thinks that number one, if that we've topped out already, I'd say no, I don't think so. I think this cycle looks a lot like 2017. And I think at the very least, we still, if nothing else, right, all of these players that are here now might even give us a little bit longer of that blow off top. Just maybe. But I still think
Yeah.
we end up seeing, right? Human behavior isn't changing, so I still think we're gonna see a bear market. No fucking clue what
That
the price
goes
is gonna
into the theory that everybody's getting so bearish now because they think the cycle is going to end at the end of this year, because that's how all 4-year cycles have previously played out. Whereas, like, the way that, I mean, what's crazy is the betting market on these rate cuts, right? It went from, like, July, people were betting on July, and it was actually like 65% at one point, and then GG. But what's happening right now? September is climbing right now.
Yeah.
Like, September went from being like nothing to now it's at like 80-something% chance of a rate cut coming on Kalshi, Polymarket. Everybody can verify there. And now the betting markets are saying there's going to be 2 rate cuts this year. So that's coming ASAP. It's that kind of plays into like it's not going to be like any other cycle. Maybe like 2017 where the money comes so fast and then we blow off top. I don't know, but it kind of goes into like 2016, or excuse me, not 2016. 2026 might actually, it'll be an extended cycle into 2026, into like the midterms, and then that's GG.
Well, look, I'm terrible at price calls and calling tops, but my sentiment is generally the same as Coin Icarus's, and it's based off 2 very simple points. One, most people are not bearish at the top; they're exuberant, right? And there
Why are
feels
all
like
these
there's a lot of
clubs
hesitation. Feels like there's a lot of hesitation in the market right now. A lot of skepticism, that we've topped, and So it just doesn't feel like the tops of the past where everyone thinks we're gonna double from here again. People aren't thinking that anymore. And then two, I mean, call me a mid curve or like an 80 IQ, but like the fall matters. The calendar matters. For whatever reason in price action, it's usually towards the end of the year, in the year after the halving or the year after the presidential election, that things really start to rip roar. And so like I'm holding out hope that like this isn't over yet and that it'll become bullish again. It might not. I also was totally wrong in 2017, right? Like I didn't think we were going to double top. I thought once we got back up to 70, I was ignoring all the signs like with the, upcoming quantitative tightening and stuff like that. I was totally retarded with it. So like I can be totally wrong, but I'm just saying it doesn't feel like it's a top at this point. Not to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Right now,
feel
I'm looking at
anything like
Poly. Yeah, Poly Market says $130,000, 70%. That's the odds-on favorite right now for the end of the year. So, kind of of course, it's
bullish
a
sentiment,
betting market.
But gamblers know, bro. Gamblers know elections. Gamblers know all this shit. That's why, like, the people that are really implementing the market making on this shit know shit. That's why, like, Kalshi, Poly Market. Look at, like, Don Jr.'s now on Kalshi, bro. Like, this even gets to, like, when the gambling stuff, it really gets down to why did they implement this 90% deduction now on the tax bullshit. Like, it's actually, in my opinion, obviously this is unsubstantiated, obviously. But the fact of the matter remains that these people are pushing towards prediction markets. And there's some narrative that FanDuel and DraftKings did this to hurt sharps my ass. The real thing is that Don Jr. got put on the Kalshi shit, and Robinhood and all these motherfuckers are pushing prediction markets. And now you can literally bet sports on your Robinhood on margin. Go figure. Through these prediction markets, and you know what that shit is considered?
That's like degen inception.
But this doesn't fall under the gambling thing. So that deduction to fuck everybody else is for the prediction markets. Destroys poker, destroys all the sports betting sites. Literally, just for anybody that doesn't understand, this is how this works. So currently, under current U.S. tax code, if you make $100,000 in winnings gambling and you lose $100,000, you make zero. You owe zero. Under starting next year, if this shit actually goes through, you make $100,000, lose $100,000, you can only deduct $90,000 of the losses. So you will thus owe taxes on $10,000 that you didn't fucking make. It's the most bullshit thing ever. And this is obviously being perpetuated by this fucking prediction shit, because that's where they want to move liquidity. They want everything to be tokenized. The prediction markets are literally extension of that. If everything is connected and you're on chain, you can exchange. You can literally use Bitcoin as collateral, bet prediction markets on Robinhood. This is where we're headed, and that's what sucks. Is now everything else in gambling, people are going to be committing tax fraud. That's what the U.S. government is saying. Go commit tax fraud. Go offshore instead of playing in any regulated place. Literally join a shady ass poker club where you may not get fucking paid. That's what they're fucking saying to do. It's a goddamn joke, is what it is. But
Yeah. Gambling is gambling used to be cool. I mean, but in terms of like what it used to be, it's like,
it still is cool.
well, sorry. Cool in the sense, I mean, it's cool around like the legacy games, poker. Like I'm saying, games not cool because now it's devolved into this tokenization of just it's like going to this like hyper speed like point where it's not just playing blackjack, betting on a horse race. Now
It's never been a worse
dude.
spot to be a recreational gambler ever.
It's
The
like
amount of
digital
predatorial shit
PvP.
happening. Well, it's not PvP. It's literally the books against you. And that's the problem is that these casinos have set things up in such a predatorial way that it's a fucking joke. They somehow are legally able to have every commercial break of every sporting event talk about how you can win on this site. Come bet at BetMGM and you can get rich. Turns out, you go to BetMGM, you start beating closing lines, you're limited.
You're done.
Like,
Yeah.
I could log into my BetMGM right now, try to bet a mainline game. I'm limited to like $4. A mainline game. So it's all a joke, man. You can't win.
Yeah.
That's the point. The moment you start winning, oh yeah, sorry. Here's the door, buddy. It's a joke, really.
Yeah.
And that's why crypto, that's why Bitcoin, that's why all these things have way higher upside, is because these things can't really be scaled. You load an account today with 50 grand and start beating closing line, you're done by the end of the week. And if variance goes against you and you lose, but you beat the closing line, doesn't matter. 20K loser, you're still out the door because you beat the closing line. That's how this shit works, man. It's a joke.
Yeah.
That's why universal limits should be implemented. That's why this tax bullshit is a joke. I mean, that's what sucks, right? Is like the average pleb in America, the average person, doesn't give a fuck about gambling. So they're going to hear, oh, gamblers have to pay more tax? Who gives a shit? These people shouldn't even be gambling. When in reality, like, I mean, any self-employed individual should be able to write off all their losses on their business. No different in gambling. So it's just kind of sad that the perception is that sad. While the world continues to degenerate to zero and everybody and their mom gambles to try to somehow get ahead, yet we're getting cucked. It's a joke.
Yeah. So it's funny. It's like simultaneously as gambling has never been as like ubiquitous in any form. We're not talking about like just like all the shit coining, gambling is just so rampant right now, and while it's getting more widespread, it's also getting kneecapped in a lot of ways too. Like they're pilfering on all fronts in the old school gambling, which I consider like the casino model, and now this like new tokenize the world, and you know, it's really just benefiting all the people, frankly, just kind of like perpetuating that offering, right? For people just like succumb to the lowest like bowels of like degeneracy.
And that's the problem, is there's a divergence of thought. There's the people that are in the decentralized world, that are in these offshores, that believe that you should just gamble, fuck KYC, fuck the U.S. government. And then now that there's regulated gaming happening in the U.S. government, the U.S. government is literally taxing the ever-living shit out of these companies. So how the fuck are they supposed to win? That's really the problem, is that I don't know. I mean, obviously it is a Bitcoin podcast, but in reality, people may not understand this. Sports books in general run a low margin business. High volume, low margin business. 4 to 5%. Similar to that of a professional sports bettor. They make about 4 to 5%. Honestly, sports books can't. I mean, the way that they've pushed the same game parlays, they make 20+% on those. That's why they do. Yep. That's why all that's available. That's how they. But that's what sucks, right? Is that the FanDuel, DraftKings, in an environment where the state is just willing to take their cut and chill, they would not be forced to be so predatory. But the fact of the matter is, they're getting taxed in the ass. If people are only betting spreads and main lines, they're losing. So they need parlays. They need to stack the house edge as far as they can.
Yeah. You mentioned the states. I remember like when Bitcoin, like sports betting was becoming legalized. That was like the trade-off, right? Is that the people that voted, you had two. This is why you had two constituencies that were happy about it. One, the gamblers, and two, the people that didn't gamble. They're like, oh, but look at all this tax revenue. Like they knew, like they were kind of like opening the
We're just gonna
door
eat
for
this
these.
money up.
Yes, exactly. And it's funny. The gamblers kind of knew that, but they're like, oh, whatever.
It's just like
You
weed,
know.
bro. It's literally just
Yeah,
like
exactly.
weed.
Similar.
Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
actual people connected to the industry of weed said, do not fucking legalize this shit because
Yeah,
of how
maybe that.
corporatized and garbage it was gonna get. And then what do you know?
Yeah,
It's the same shit, bro.
yeah. Maybe it's kind of like hopefully not like foreshadowing for Bitcoin in the sense of where it's at in its phase in terms of it.
Oh, it's gonna
Everyone
become.
kind of
It's
opening
gonna.
the doors.
It's already on
Yeah,
its.
I
I
know.
mean, we're already at the point in the cycle where Bitcoin's becoming boomer coin again.
Yeah.
Dude, if somebody told you that BlackRock like 5 years ago or something, let's say 5 or 6 years ago, or even further, it makes it more like insane, would be holding like in 2025. I think they have like what, like 700, they have to have as much as Sailor, if not close, as via their ETF. Like that would freak people. Back then, like people would be flipping
Saying
the
that
fuck out.
Bitcoin's central, it's centralized. It's over.
Well, just the notion that like what, like BlackRock is always like this very sort of like spooky like specter of a company.
They're the reason
So
we
yeah.
can't own homes. That's the whole. I mean, that's the narrative. Well, it's true, low key, but
Did you ever see their campaign to debunk that? It's absolutely hilarious. So like it's like, so because they know the rumor, right, that like they're buying up all these single family homes, and like actually businesses are just leasing them out, and the whole story. So like they put out a whole entire like press release, right, like a puff piece, in order to calm that down, and essentially provide a whole bunch of numbers that suggests that no, we're not actually doing that. That's not actually what's happening. It's like the fact that you had to create damage control material, I think, says everything.
no doubt.
Like clearly, there's a
85
problem.
bill. 85 bill is what's in IBIT right now.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
85
but I mean, look,
fucking bill, bro. That's bigger
always
than
happened.
literally. I mean, that's bigger than. That's almost the Solana fucking market cap. Is the BlackRock ETF. That's fucking
But
insane.
this was always going to happen. I mean, this is
Yeah.
like this would be inevitable. Like if Bitcoin was failing, we would not see this type of stuff, right?
Oh
Like
yeah,
the
no
whole
doubt.
the TradFi system sees this and is like, okay, we begrudgingly, right, like in a way, right, TradFi people are bending the knee to Bitcoin, which is exactly what a lot of Bitcoiners said already, like many years ago. And they don't have a choice, right? They have to find a way to shoehorn this asset into their system if they want to stay alive, if they want to stay relevant. They don't have a choice.
They have
So
no choice.
here we are.
Bitcoin is eating the system.
Yeah. Yeah, BlackRock, yeah, they have more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy does. They actually are the biggest holder of Bitcoin
Yeah.
right now.
Fucking
Besides, I think Satoshi.
insane, dude.
Yeah.
that
'Cause, yeah.
GBT Bitcoin, that's where it went.
It's only getting bigger too, because I'm selling more covered calls and I'm buying more IBIT. Come on, come on.
Well, I think it was River, the Bitcoin company that published like the article that showed like I think last year was the first year where institutions outpaced retail, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, well, this is probably gonna be permanent. Like, there's no circumstance I could ever envision where individuals will out accumulate institute. Like now, it's kind of like it's like watching a vacuum in slow motion, and this is just gonna happen over time. I mean,
It's
the
gonna
hope is, of
only
course,
get crazier.
yeah, yeah. The hope is that the price of Bitcoin obviously continues to increase, as everyone would expect over the long run. And that, yeah, you have smaller quantities of Bitcoin individuals, but, obviously it's still going to be hopefully proportionally still worth as much. But yeah, it's, yeah, I don't know if it's because the doomer in me, but I always kind of like go through the scenarios where things go awry in a way where Bitcoin doesn't end up being what I think most people want it to be. But
Yep.
If yeah,
I'll be right back. Gotta piss. You guys can carry it, obviously.
This is
enjoy
the
it.
only show I've ever been on where the host does that. It's great. It's
Well,
great.
yeah. At least we were forewarned.
Yeah, it's okay. We're wrapping up soon, anyways. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know how much.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
how much steam I have here. It's almost 12 o'clock at night. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin soon. So
yeah.
that's
Well,
definitely.
Tim has to finish the rest of his 30 rack of Coors Light, so I'm in for an
Oh,
all-nighter.
nice.
No, no, all kidding. But yeah, no, like I feel like yeah, I'm trying to kind of like because it was the government capture was kind of like the specter for a while, and now that
Mhm.
that's gone, and everything is all hunky dory, just trying to put on that adversarial cap and just think of where can this all kind of go bad. I mean, right now you think just this massive accumulation with more institutions that are more subject to regulatory capture, and government today is friend, but 4 years it could be foe. You never know what's gonna happen. Like yeah, it's hard to envision a scenario where this doesn't end in some like, executive seizure. Maybe not through something like very, controversial, but something that, these people don't care about self custody. They don't care about these certain things. They're just same kind of thing that Tim was talking about with like the sports betting thing. They're not going to care about the needs of a niche group, and so they're just going to screw them. They'll be like, oh yeah, of course, like why would you want to self custody? That's weird. Are you are you a money launderer or whatever? Like I think you know that's my worry. I don't think that's like obviously a destined sort of outcome, but yeah, anyways, just seeing this trend of like institutional adoption, which I agree with you was eventually going to happen. I just did not think it was going to happen this quickly at this like
Yeah.
velocity so early. That was kind of striking.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't expecting to see all these. You know what? I mean, I guess we shouldn't underestimate companies, not all of them, but a lot of them are just these kind of dying companies or companies that really had no real products to begin with, right? Like that we see that are starting to announce that they're accumulating Bitcoin. So it's kind of like what I've been saying is just it's kind of like the dog and pony show, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there is that aspect of it. But to your point about the adversarial hat, right? Okay, so I know that Pierre Rochard believes that, or this is what he said, that he believes that it's possible that the Bitcoin treasury companies are actually going to stop or help prevent the next bear market. But I would propose something else, right? Like, so the way that, systemic risk works is that all of these giant institutions, specifically government, pensions and stuff like that, like CalSTRS and things like that, like they all start to buy shares of these businesses that hold a lot of Bitcoin. Specifically, right? We could look at like a MicroStrategy, which of course I don't believe that MicroStrategy is disappearing from one day to the next, right? But this is kind of like it takes a while, right? It takes a to seep in. So you've got a bunch of companies, right, where they're selling their shares. Their shares are getting bought up by all of these pensions and all of these government, right, these institutions. And this is where it kind of creeps in everywhere. And then all of a sudden, lo and behold, it turns out, right, that there's massive systemic risk because, oh shit, there's claim to 26 million Bitcoin, which isn't possible, right? Like there's a problem. There's 5 million Bitcoin that are like unaccounted
Well,
for. So
there
we,
is also
we
the
could.
theory that, the only companies that are going to blow up have like no coins.
That's right. And it is. But it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't actually have to be the good companies that blow up. It doesn't actually
Wait,
have to
wait,
be them.
wait. How does
Yeah.
5 million coins become. Wait, explain that though.
Oh,
I
because
missed part of it, but systemic risk, but how does it get to that level of
yeah,
exposure?
because it's fake for Bitcoin. It's fake, right? Like so all of a sudden
Oh,
all
you're
these business
saying if it gets that far where
Bitcoin,
these coins
yeah,
hold,
exactly.
there's shitty companies that hold 200,000 coins somehow. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I think it's all the genie is already out of the bottle, so to speak. Phil, I think you can even agree with that, right? Like, I mean, look
Well,
at
if
what's
we're
happening right now. Like
we're talking about the same thing. I'm talking about businesses claiming that they have Bitcoin that they don't have. Like
I
that's
think
what I'm
that
talking
will
about.
happen. I think that
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what I'm
that
saying.
could even be happening right now. But those companies
Yeah.
have no Bitcoin, is what
Yeah,
I'm saying. I'm saying like they're claiming to have
they
like
claim.
1,000 Bitcoin. That's what I'm
Yep.
saying. Like, there's never gonna be a company that has no Bitcoin that claims to have 1 million Bitcoin. Like
No, it
that-
doesn't. But
that
they
will
don't have.
never happen.
Yeah.
Does anyone have an API to BitcoinTreasuries.net that just sums up all the data and then sends an email blast when it goes over 21 million?
It's gonna be hilarious when it
I
happens.
mean,
though.
that would be crazy if BitcoinTreasuries.net, the top 100, equals more than 21 mil. That would, yeah, that'll
Telling you,
Someone's
have
lying.
low key, Phil, I do agree that there
People
will
are-
be a cascading effect at some point. I think there will be one company that blows up, and that will cause a multitude of other companies to blow up in perpetuity. But it's not going to be like FTX though. Like
No.
the
That was
amount of
crap.
the amount of market contagion that existed before will never happen again. You have FTX, then you have Luna, bro. I mean, back to fucking back within months. Like that was the end of the road. Like we were holding 45K all fine, and then Luna blows up. See ya. And no ETF,
FTX.
obviously.
Yeah. We had FTX, Luna, Three Arrows Cap, SVG, and Signature Bank.
Well, the
Right,
Three Arrows Capital was why it all blew up, really. When you really break it down, like, Suzu and fucking Kyle Davies really fucked everybody because they had taken uncollateralized loans with BlockFi, with Alameda, with everybody. Everybody in town on an AUM that was unverified. They were deep in NFTs. They were highly leveraged, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then what happened? They couldn't pay. All these lenders started going under because they were the ones who getting all the money. It makes no sense, really, when you break it down.
Make it back. Of course.
Yeah, and what's even worse is that they were defrauding people on the way out. Hold on, I gotta hold my dog out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, they were literally defrauding people, being fucking... And, you know what's even crazier, though, is how FTX was going to acquire BlockFi, the whole Binance is going to acquire FTX, like... That whole week or so was nuts, man.
So did CZ pull, like, do you think he actually had any intention of actually helping FTX?
No.
I don't think he did. Yeah, I think that was...
The moment that what's-her-face tweeted out that we'll buy all the FTT at this price, it was over. It was over. That was literally the nail in the fucking coffin. It was, honestly, that was the craziest week of Twitter. Though, main reason it was crazy for me, unfortunately, I don't think D or CoinNicarus, maybe CoinNicarus knows this, but D definitely doesn't. All my shit was on BlockFi, actually. I was hosting a Twitter space, the Crypto Dive Bar, at the time. And all my shit was on BlockFi, and I had the show sponsored by BlockFi. I would do an ad read every top of the hour, which it is now the top of the hour. This episode, Bitcoin Dive Bar, episode 18, is brought to you by Coors Light. Please drink responsibly. Cheers, folks. As well as SMLR Scientific, the second Bitcoin treasury company to adopt Bitcoin in the United States. Will they hit 10,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year? I fucking hope so. As well as Strategy, the best company to adopt Bitcoin. There is no second best aside from Bitcoin. And then as well as our top left spot in the stream, open ad space for anyone who is willing to throw $1 to the Bitcoin Dive Bar. Thank you guys so much, and we will continue. What were we discussing?
We were talking about the treasury companies, weren't we?
Yeah, well, going over 21 million, and something else related to him.
I was just like, I interrupted myself and then lost my own train of thought due to the block fight thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
have
right.
all of my coins, Bitcoin, multiple Bitcoins, Ethereum, Chainlink, Litecoin, unfortunately, all on BlockFi, and I would troll that BlockFi was the sponsor while simultaneously actually having all my shit on BlockFi. And then I literally
Dude.
got out the day before they filed bankruptcy. I'm not even kidding. Except my Ethereum got caught up, and it did not come through until like I would literally wake up, go to Twitter, search BlockFi, pray for an update, and then literally one day, like 2 weeks later, I'm not even kidding, 2 weeks later, I wake up, go to Twitter, BlockFi, and some guy had tweeted out saying they are processing withdrawals, it seems. And then I check my Gmail, bang, all my Ethereum, because they were like officially doing the bankruptcy. So I guess anything that was like processing whatever assets they still had, they had to get out. And I got fucking blessed by the grace of God. But yeah, I was an idiot, and I was trolling, but not trolling. Obviously, that's where it was like, you know.
Yeah, I had the BlockFi credit card, and so I was probably like right behind you in that like withdrawal line. I only had the Bitcoin side of it, but yeah, I remember this is when spending too much time on Twitter actually paid off really well because I was like dialed in.
I still have
All
it.
right.
I still have it
RIP.
to this day. R.I.P.
Yeah, no, hang on, that's a relic now.
It is a relic.
Yeah,
It's a relic.
You'll be able
dude,
to
I was
sell
set.
Hot City.
Yeah, I was set. I liked shooting that card. That was like my
It
Bitcoin
was
flex.
awesome,
and
bro. It was legitimately like the platinum Bitcoin fucking card. Got the Bitcoin logo. Oh, I'm big dickin'. I love that shit.
Yeah. Until they ran it that one fateful night where yeah, everything blew up, and
Well,
then they realized
they're the main people that gave the loans to 3AC, bro. That's how they got fucked. I can't believe FTX said they were gonna acquire them. That is so nuts too. Literally, off
like
of
the
FTT tokens as collateral.
it's like a daisy chain of like the worst attempts of diligence. Like nobody diligenced anything anywhere. It was like, and for that to happen so many successive times, it's actually kind of remarkable. Also,
think it was all
a
by
striking level of
design.
incompetence.
Phil, what do you think? Do you think it was by design?
Yeah. I mean,
But
in
I
all
don't
fairness,
think FTX was supposed to blow up. That level of layers and all that. Do you think we were supposed to really see all that?
I don't.
They
Okay,
literally got the Miami
kinda
Heat's arena as FTX arena. Like, I don't think
But
that
that's-
was supposed to blow up.
I don't know, man. Last cycle, it's like they had the China FUD, right? So first there was the China ban, right, which knocked us down at 69K or 67K. Then we started to build back up, and everything started like the skies. It's like everything opened up, and then boom, right? It's FTX, this fucking giant that actually has no Bitcoin. And it turns out that these two people, right, like him and Caroline, are just these incompetent morons that like didn't really have all this Bitcoin.
But they weren't incompetent is the whole thing.
But they weren't.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the thing. They weren't. And like
And
that's
they were
the
taking
more
all the U.S. clients. Anyone with a VPN could get an account, no problem. Easiest
dude,
place to
130
access.
companies, man. 133 companies. If you ask me, I think they had a lot of help, and I think that these were just the two fall people. And if you ask again, I believe that this was all part of like the dismantling, right? Because the then they fight you stage takes many different forms. Like it's not just like all of a sudden they try this one thing. Oh, we can't destroy Bitcoin. We're gonna go away. It's like no, they're gonna keep trying. They're gonna keep trying over and over again. And like if you ask me, like there was a lot of money all of a sudden poured in there, right? A fucking Mr. Wonderful shilling for them. Fucking what's it called? Tim Brady, right? Sorry, Tom Brady and fucking his wife. Like everybody's shilling for FTX, right? Everyone's getting it's the safest exchange ever. The whole thing just
They got
falls
the
apart.
arena.
So,
They got the arena. They got Bahamas mansions. They got all that shit.
I don't buy that wasn't a giant.
But let me ask you this though. So if it was designed to blow up, why would they make it like the 133 companies, like all this intricate shit? That makes me think it wasn't designed to blow up, because they were in bed with Gensler, like actually working to build, like they were trying to cut out CZ, they were trying to literally make FTX, they were trying to fuck Coinbase, like they never had any SEC shit. Coinbase was dealing with all that shit. They were in bed with the feds the whole time. Like, why would, I don't know. That's where I do agree that it was designed, but why would they want something so intricate to be publicized?
So that's kind of the thing, though, right? It's like, so our brains essentially, like once you get to more than 5 players all working together to one goal, it becomes a conspiracy, right? Like the brain just, for whatever reason, beyond 5, it's like, nah, they can't all be working together. That can't be it. So 133 companies, that's way too intricate to be a giant plant, right? It's way too intricate to be just something staged, right? It had to be it's organic, right? All these businesses came together and were working together, and they started all these companies.
So that way I say that it's just, why would they do that? Yeah.
Right? Why would they do that? It's just, and again, I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying that that's the other side of the coin. It's like, sure, you may be correct, and maybe they didn't mean to, but there's the other side that we can't say isn't not real either. So it's like, okay, you know what? We do know what happened, right? We do know what happened. We got a whole bunch of legislation. We got, we got a fucking pretty nasty bear market. And now we have a whole bunch of new cheerleaders with a whole bunch more regulation and a whole lot more shitcoining that's to come. Because really, that's what it is, right? We see the framework that's being laid out. It's not a framework for Bitcoin. It's a framework
look at
for...
Tom Lee, bro. Look at that pivot. From going on MSNBC for months saying Bitcoin 200K to bang, now you're the chairman of a fucking Ethereum ETF, and then he went on Natalie Brunell's pod and is talking about how Ethereum is the next 7 to 10 years. Bro, she didn't really I don't know, man. If you look at her podcast, it's like it's the coin, now it's the coin, like the coin show or whatever the fuck. So who knows, maybe Natalie's pivoting to shit coins. There's a lot more money doing that, obviously. So.
Well, I'll tell you, the shitcoin podcasters.
But she's on the board of SMLR, and that's one of our sponsors. So we love Natalie.
That's great. All right, my dude, I'm super sorry. It's like 12:10 a.m.
Oh yeah, no, you're good, dude. You said you were gonna give us an hour, so thank you so much, bro. You gave us over 2, man.
It's awesome. No, I really had a great time. This is super cool.
Oh shit.
I'm excited to see your show grow. It's cool.
I hope that we can get you on again soon, literally. It's up to you, but whenever you want to come on, you're in the Discord. So if you're ever up late, I know you don't drink or anything, but if you're ever up late and we're talking about something you want to come chime in on, or you just want to give a quick spot, we're big fans of Pleb Underground. Do you want to tell everybody where to follow? Obviously, everybody that's listening, but for those that don't.
Most part, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, man. So, of course, we have our website, plebunderground.com, but you can go check us out on YouTube at Pleb Underground. We do do a daily news space. A daily news show about 12 p.m. And then we've got weekly show with guests, and then the monthly roundtable show. So, really appreciate you guys.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man. Phil, good to talk to you again, man.
Thank you so much,
Sweet.
Phil. And that is episode 18 of the Dive Bar. Thank you guys so much, and we will roll the outro. Thank you.
disrespectful, super rude. Bought a bus down, now I'm finna bust her up. Bought a bus down, now I'm finna bust her up. Bought a bus down, now I'm finna bust her up. Bought a bus down, now I'm finna bust her up. 2-story apartment, I'm finna bust her up. She got a boyfriend, now I wanna bust her up. He disrespectful, now I gotta act up. If he big, then I'ma call for backup. 2J rocks for a bitch, nigga. Baby King, don't talk to gorillas. Spider-Man suit, and I'm in and out the zoo. Boogeyman costumes hanging out the roof. Sweat. Bought a bus down, now I'm finna bust her up. Bought a bus down, now I'm finna bust her up. Bought a bus down, now I'm finna bust her up.